You'll die in seconds, human, she hissed. But he only took off his jacket and stepped forward. The canyon air shimmered with heat. Red dust drifted between the cliffs like smoke from a dying world. The human stood alone at the threshold, one man against the endless glow of an alien wasteland. And before him, flanked by soldiers of silver armor, stood Commander Saris, heir to the Vrax dominion. Scales of obsidian, eyes like molten gold, and a voice that could freeze armies. You'll die in seconds, human, she hissed, her tail coiling behind her. Maybe, he said quietly, shrugging off his jacket. But someone's got to go first. One, the standoff. They had told him the desert was poisoned, a place where no human could last longer than a breath. Saris knew it well. It was her species' last natural defense. The gas fields of Rax 7, where the air itself burned the lungs. But now a truce hung in the balance, and the humans had sent him, Corporal Elias Vance, engineer, not soldier, born on Luna, known mostly for fixing broken ships and saying too little. The task: cross the toxin fields to restart the coolant tower that powered both armies' life domes. No drones worked here. Only a living hand could reach the manual switch. Your suit will melt, Saris warned. Then I'll move fast. Elias said, what courage looks like. He stripped down to the thin underlayer of his uniform. The Vrax guards murmured. The gesture made no sense to them. Removing armor before danger was madness. Sarah stepped closer, voice low. You don't understand. The air eats through flesh. Yeah, Elias replied. I read the brief. He tied his jacket around his mouth, tightened the sleeves, and took one step into the glowing mist. Nothing happened. Then his skin began to blister. Saris flinched. Pull him out, she barked, but he waved them off. Almost there, he coughed. Keep the signal link open. Through the haze, she saw him kneel at the base of the tower, fingers bleeding as he pried open a corroded panel. Sparks flew. He rewired lines by hand, refusing to stop even as the fumes clawed at his lungs. Minutes passed. Then the coolant tower roared to life. The poisonous haze began to thin. 3, the Queen's choice. When the engineers dragged him back, Elias collapsed at Saris's feet. His breathing was shallow, his skin gray from exposure. Her medics hesitated. He's human, one said softly. We don't know their biology. Then learn, she ordered. They stabilized him with Vrax nanocytes, a risky gamble. When he awoke hours later, the first thing he saw was her, the commander who had called him a fool. Her eyes were softer now. You survived, she murmured. Told you, he rasped, half smiling. Someone had to go first. 4, the lesson of fire and flesh. For days, she visited his recovery chamber. At first, to study him, to understand why a species so fragile would risk itself for others. But soon, it became something else. He asked her about her world, about the crimson moons, the songs of the Vrax warriors, the way they shaped metal with heat and music. And she asked about his oceans of blue, cities of glass, the stubborn will of the species that refused to die quietly. You burn too brightly, she told him once. Even your courage looks like self-destruction. It's not about dying, he said. It's about proving we can live anywhere. 5, the pact. When the council reconvened, Sarah stood before them, her voice firm. The human risked his life to restart our lifeline, she said. He did what none of us dared. The Dominion owes its survival to a creature you all called weak. The chamber fell silent. Then, for the first time in a century, the Dominion voted unanimously for peace. 6, epilogue. On the day he left Vrax, 7, Saris met him at the docking bay. You'll die in seconds, human, she teased softly. Guess I've made a habit of proving you wrong. She extended a clawed hand. He shook it, The first human Vrax gesture of alliance ever recorded. Next time, she said, maybe don't take off the jacket. No promises, he grinned. As his ship lifted off, Saris watched the trail of blue light rise into the sky, the mark of a species that refused to be small. And somewhere deep within her chest, where no armor reached, she realized the universe would never be the same now the humans had learned to step forward.